Hello everyone and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. You're watching episode 100 and it is NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Live Oak, Florida, weighing 270 pounds, Titus O'Neil.
Now, as I said before, I do apologize. I don't have anything really like monumental set up for episode 100 of this series. We're just going to keep going with the flow and treating this like it's just any other episode, unfortunately. I know maybe some of you wanted a King of the Ring tournament again. I'm not going to say that that's been retired. It's definitely not been retired, but just not. To be fair, there's no like good custom arena stuff in this game. And obviously there's no create an arena in the next game either. So I think we'll just be retiring King of the Ring for a little bit. But when I'm able to actually make my own arenas, or there's a King of the Ring arena in the game, we'll go back to actually doing those for episode 100. It's just that creating an arena in this game is really bad. Really, really bad. So, sorry.
The ring, representing the Nexus from Manchester, England, weighing 246 pounds, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Wayne Barrett.
For anyone that doesn't know or doesn't remember, because I don't want to just seem like I'm just senselessly hating when I say that it's bad, there was this in this game for some reason. The logos didn't stretch on the aprons and stuff properly, so there'd just be little tiny logos in the middle. You couldn't make them bigger unless you glitched it. I don't know how to do the glitch. I don't really want to look into it, to be honest. So I'm just kind of not dealing with those. That's why there's been none for any of the shows, honestly. Anyway, focusing on the subject at hand here tonight, this is an interesting matchup. For those that don't recall what happened last week on NXT, or perhaps this is your first time seeing or anything like that. Last week, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young were graced with the opportunity to face off against Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre on what would have been a potential move to Monday nights for the primetime players. I think they would have been a huge addition to the Raw Tag Team division, but the Nexus had a little something to say about that as they got involved in the match and ended up actually taking Titus O'Neil out of the match with their pre-match attack. Darren Young fought his heart out against Jinder and Drew, but he couldn't get the job done, unfortunately, and Jinder and Drew, as well as, you know, the whole 3MB, I guess you could say, will remain on Monday Night Raw, much to the dismay of the primetime players. While they are not finished with the guys that cheated them out of that opportunity, they have made this challenge very clear here tonight. So we've got singles competition, and we've been told that if the primetime players are able to defeat the Nexus here tonight, be it 1-1 or 2-0, then they will be given a tag team title opportunity next week. Now, there is a bonus stipulation. You see, if the primetime players defeat the Nexus 2-0, they can pick their very own stipulation for the NXT Tag Team Championship match next week. Obviously, if they go 1-on-1, so Titus beats Barrett, but Justin Gabriel beats Darren Young, then they won't get to pick the stipulation, but they'll still get that tag team title opportunity next week on NXT. If they lose both of their matches to Barrett and Gabriel, then they will be knocked out of contention for the NXT Tag Team Championship for the foreseeable future, which will really open up a question of who would be next in line for the NXT Tag Team titles. We know here on NXT, we only have 3 other tag teams. We've got John Studd and Sergeant Slaughter, and Ted DiBiase and King Kong Bundy. DiBiase and Bundy already had a shot recently against the Nexus. They weren't able to defeat them for the tag team titles, so if not the primetime players, then who? I mean, obviously that does leave room for potentially new tag teams to formulate here on NXT. That's something that I think I'd love to see, actually, is someone new working with someone new. Because, you know, tag teams are 2 people. Be really interesting to see who could kind of fill that role. Barrett with the Windsor change, and here comes Darren Young. Now this is not part of the agreement for tonight's match, but I can't say I'm surprised that Darren Young would let his emotions get the best of him. He's come out here, Titus O'Neil hit with a wasteland. Darren Young getting involved. He has no right to be out here, unfortunately. I hate saying that, you know, the primetime players, they were cheated last week, but Darren Young, he can't let his emotions get the best of him. He can't come out here. This could cause a disqualification for Titus O'Neil.
He's in a world of trouble. Much more of this, and I doubt he'll be able to continue.
Really risking a lot by coming out here.
Barrett is such a natural.
He just launches Titus. Darren, you got to get out of here, man. You got to focus on your match against Gabriel later tonight. Gabriel is a big opponent. A very, very talented guy. You may be wondering what's going on with the third member of the Nexus. Well, here tonight he's got a big opportunity to prove himself. David Otunga has been given an NXT Championship opportunity tonight. I got some real big news regarding the NXT Championship because we have been told that he is making his homecoming next week here on NXT. Big E Langston back in action, and he wants his hands on Andre the Giant. He says, you better retain tonight. We've been told that if Andre the Giant loses the title, Big E will still be given an NXT Championship opportunity. Knee to the back. Big E is very much in line for the NXT Championship right now. Cover attempt here on Barrett. Has Titus won it? No. And here we see it. The clash of the Titus. Can Titus O'Neil pin Wade Barrett? No. He kicked out. I'm quite interested. Neither member of the Nexus have come out to help Barrett in return. Darren Young is right there. He's got involved, but... Oh. Well, there you have it. I guess even with Darren Young's interference, Titus O'Neil submitting to the Season 4 special. Only 70 more episodes of dumb victories like that.
Here is your winner, representing the Nexus.
Only.
What a phenomenal contest.
Barrett
I can guarantee this
picking up an important win here tonight as he tries to remove the primetime players from contention after cheating them out of leaving NXT. Get a load of the Nexus, man. These guys, well, they are out of order, I would say. Anyway, moving on, up next, Darren Young. I guess don't leave the ring. He's already here. He's already ready. He'll be in action up next, set to face off against Justin Gabriel. As you can see, Darren Young, as we come back here on NXT, already ready in the ring. He did his best to help Titus.
From Cape Town, South Africa, weighing 213 pounds, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Justin Gabriel.
Well, it is now down to Darren Young to get the Primetime Players a tag team title opportunity. We've been told if they lose, if Darren Young loses to Justin Gabriel here tonight, he'll be put to the back of the line for the NXT Championship, the NXT Tag Team Championship. Obviously, there are only 2 tag teams behind, but there will be some new tag teams. They'll be formulated, and we will see some tag team action next week, featuring some newly put together tag teams to try and help fill in the NXT Tag Team division. But if Darren Young wins here tonight, we'll see that NXT Tag Team Championship match instead. As I said before, Big E Langston, though, he's due to return, and he's hoping that David Otunga doesn't win. He wants to get his hands on Andre the Giant. Regardless of who wins, he is the next man in line for the NXT Championship. Sorry, didn't mean to burp mid-word there. That happens sometimes. Opponents beware, Darren Young. That's a statement right there. Young launches Gabriel into the corner. Reversal. I tell you, Justin Gabriel is a very, very promising talent. I've always been a believer of the theory a lot of people say that if he was to get a shot at Andre the Giant, it could be a different story. I know that sounds crazy, but this guy is so agile. He's so fast. He's got the one thing that Andre the Giant kind of lacks. The speed is Andre's biggest disadvantage. Fandango proved that when he challenged for the NXT Championship. And I wonder if Justin Gabriel was to get a shot, would he beat Andre the Giant? Now, as I said before, there have been theories, mostly circulated by the Primetime Players, that that's part of the reason why they made sure Gabriel was in the tag team championship hunt and that the Nexus became tag team champions was Primetime players are strong believers that the Nexus are trying to bring Gabriel down. They don't want him to outshine Wade Barrett or David Otunga. Well, David Otunga's got an opportunity to prove how good he is tonight.
Darren Young is on quite the roll here, Cole. Well, you may not approve of his methods, but Darren Young is bringing it big time right now.
Do you want to say Darren Young any more times?
That had to break some ribs. Talk about being down and out.
Triple H.
How is this possible? How is Justin Gabriel withstanding all of this?
Young now going in for a neck breaker. Sick neck breaker. Takes him to the center ring. That took a long time to get him across that ring. Darren Young, season 4. It's season 4. It could happen. It's season 4. Justin sucks from the crowd there. Man, at one point I felt like there was so much belief in Justin Gabriel. He really sold his soul when he turned his back on Kofi Kingston and then reformed the Nexus.
Devastatingly beautiful 450 splash that he seems to be able to hit at will.
Oh, the classic. There we go. Right on the apron. Everyone's favorite moves. Darren Young. Gut check. That's not the place to do that. I'm going to be honest. That is not going to help Darren Young's case at all. I guess unless he's looking for a count out over Gabriel. Interesting to note that neither Wade Barrett nor Titus are present for this matchup. I wonder if maybe perhaps some order was gotten. I hope David Otunga isn't stupid enough to get involved. That guy needs to put all of his energy into the main event. Roll-up attempt there. Reverse. Darren Young turns the roll-up over on Justin Gabriel. Has he got him? Yes! And just like that, Darren Young has earned the Primetime Players a tag team title opportunity next week on NXT. I've been told this will be their last. If they can't beat the Nexus, and of course, typical. If they can't beat the Nexus next week in that NXT Tag Team title match, they are out of the NXT Tag Team Championship picture for the foreseeable future. That is not good news for the Primetime players, especially after they've been cheated out of leaving NXT by the Nexus. They could lose it all next week. They've really got to get those Tag Team Championships back in their possession. Anyway, up next, we'll see if David Otunga can do what I don't think anyone believes he can, unfortunately for him, and that is defeat Andre the Giant for the NXT Championship. We find that out in our main event next. I'll tell you, I've never known a champion to so freely hand out title shots as Andre the Giant does. I believe this is, what, his 6th or 7th title defense in like 130-ish days that he's been NXT champion. No one has been able to top this guy. He has been unstoppable. I think he's going to definitely go down as an all-time great as a possessor of the NXT championship. He's the first man to hold that title, and I feel like he has really set a precedent for that championship. David Otunga has got the opportunity of a lifetime tonight, and he does not want to squander it. I think he's going to have to really hope and root for his Nexus buddies to get involved, because that is his best fighting chance against this monster of a man.
And introducing the challenger. Representing the Nexus, he is a graduate of Harvard Law School, weighing 229 pounds, David Otunga.
As I mentioned before, it has been confirmed that in 2 weeks' time, Big E Langston will get an opportunity in the NXT Championship. Regardless of who wins this match, he will face the winner for the NXT Championship in 2 weeks' time. Now, that could be Andre. It probably will be. It could be David Otunga. I mean, this would be huge for the Nexus to have all the gold here on NXT. But it's going to take a miracle for this to be pulled off. I'm going to tell you that now. I don't mean any disrespect to David Otunga. I do think he's a decent talent, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. I don't think tonight is David's night. And I hope that's a fair assumption for me to make. As I say, it depends on if the Nexus get involved here. But Big E Langston will be back for singles competition next week on NXT as a warm-up prior to his title shot. I guess we'll find out who it's going to be against. Oops. So here we go. Andre the Giant and David Otunga for the NXT Championship. It's our main event here on episode 100 of NXT. Or of Universe. It's not... of season 4, not even of Universe. This will be like episode like 500 of Universe or something like that.
Talk to us about David Otunga, King. Momentum can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. Right now, it doesn't seem that momentum's returning this guy's phone calls.
Oh, you know what? That's a decent observation. David Otunga does not have a lot of momentum. I will give that credit where credit is due. Now, we have seen some big underdog victories in the past, notably most recently Brie Bella defeating the Divas champion Summer Rae in a non-title match just 6 days prior to Night of Champions. So it can happen. I feel like Summer Rae and Brie Bella are a little different to David Otunga and Andre the Giant, but you get the analogy I'm trying to make at least. Oh, God. Andre the Giant disposing of David Otunga. You gotta be kidding me. He is saying this is already over, and worst of all, he's right. Well, that is really not gonna do David Otunga any favors. Oh no, he's cashing. What? Stop it. Stop it. What the hell is this? He wants a rematch. David Otunga wants a rematch. What the fuck is this? No! You can't cash in a WWE title contract on the NXT Championship. Fuck off. No, I'll see you next time.